Alright, it's another episode of Console Crapshoot where we spin a wheel to play a random video game on original hardware. We've been getting a ton of VR lately, and that's been fun, but I'm looking forward to getting back to some good old retro goodness. Wow, Xbox 360. Not quite as retro as I had in mind, but we haven't had the 360 since episode 4. It's been a while. I'm working on a huge upgrade to my 360 collection, but for now, we have 231 games on the wheel. Oh, awesome, Castle Crashers. I friggin' love Castle Crashers. I'm actually thrilled to go back and play this one. This is an awesome game. If you've played it before, you already know that, but this game is a twist on the side-scrolling beat-em-ups, kind of the Streets of Rage and the Ninja Turtles arcade game, Turtles in Time kind of games. But Castle Crashers is truly a unique standout in that group. Now, this game was made by a developer called the Behemoth, but to go back even further, the Behemoth is made up of artists and designers from a website called Newgrounds. And for those of you that are younger, Newgrounds is an ancient website. Newgrounds goes back to the beginnings of the internet as we know it. This is pre-YouTube. In fact, Newgrounds actually started in 1995, which is before most people even had internet. This site represents a very distinct time in the internet's growth. Animators and developers, mostly using Flash animation, would create movies and games and music and upload all of their creations to this Newgrounds site. I would say that Newgrounds was the beginning of what became memes and meme culture. So the founder of Newgrounds and some of the main creative forces that were contributing to Newgrounds formed the Behemoth, and they started making games. And then this came out on Xbox Live Arcade. I played it a little single player, but the fun really comes in playing online or local multiplayer with your friends. The animation's funny, the story's pretty funny, there's great gags. It's kind of all in the spirit of those Newgrounds shorts. And this generation, the 360 and the PS3 were the first truly HD consoles, and this style of animation lent perfectly to HD TVs. Like, it looked so clean and clear. It was a real joy to just look at. The game is cute and silly, but does not shy away from violence. You're just lopping heads off, blood everywhere. And there's enough to collect here to keep you coming back and playing the story over and over again with your friends. First of all, you unlock more characters to play through the story as, and each one of those characters you can level up to level 99. With leveling up comes accessing different weapons, and you get little pets that each have different abilities, but it never really felt like a chore to play the story over and over again because it's so fresh and fun. I don't think I'll ever get tired of seeing the monster that lives in this forest scare this owl so much that it craps itself and dies. But then you see a deer crap itself so hard that it projects it forward. Then a giant bear craps itself. Then your whole party jumps on the backs of some deer and rides them out of this giant barn. The entire time, the deers are spraying shit everywhere. It's completely unhinged. I'll never get tired of that. That's hilarious. Going back and playing this game for the first time in a long time, I'm seeing that it's kind of a proto Cuphead. It definitely had to have inspired Cuphead. I mean, Cuphead's a lot more difficult, and it's not really like a 4-player side-scrolling kind of beat-em-up like this is. It's more like a bullet hell, and obviously the animation is completely different, but there's no doubt that there's a lot of parallels here. The game is a maximum of 4 players at a time, and there's 4 princesses to save. Every time you get to a point where you get to save one of the princesses, your whole party fights over which one gets that princess. You probably want to get one of the first 3. Notice the last one is a little covered up. You find out why at the end. It's pretty funny for the person that lost every fight. They end up with the insane clown princess. Oh, and definitely extra points for a Terminator 2 reference. Alright, so what did we think of Castle Crashers for the Xbox 360? Yeah, you should get this game. It's actually still available. There's a remastered version of it now, and I know I've recommended remastered versions before, like I recommended it with Conker's Bad Fur Day, and people said, well, the remastered version isn't as good for X amount of reasons, and they're right, those versions are a little watered down. But in this case, to my knowledge, it's the same game, it's just a little improved. I mean, the original looks crystal clear, it looks great, it's hard to imagine an improvement on it, but the remaster is improved, it looks nicer, and I think I'm gonna download that on my Series X and play it, because I've never actually gotten that one. So I'd say this is a must-buy. I'm torn on this one, whether it's a 4 or a 5. I usually hold my 5s for either a masterpiece or something that uniquely accomplished its vision, like last week. You know what? I've gotta say, this game hasn't skipped a beat for me. I didn't enjoy it any less playing it this time than I did the first time I played it. For that reason, This is borderline for me, but I think I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. Fuck it. Before recording this, I didn't think I was gonna go there. I had 4 in my head, but talking it out, yeah. Alright everyone, that's it for this week. That's 2 5s in a row. We've never had that before. We're on a roll. Will we make it to 3? I fucking doubt it. Hey, if you used to play Castle Crashers with friends, I recommend sharing this episode with that friend. Not just for me and my views, but it's just the right thing to do. Alright everyone, see you next week.